Alright guys, so the sun is coming up over the mountains. I worked down here last night till I don't remember. Went to town, did everything, went to town, came back and needed to caulk everything in. Needed the gas fitting for this, just needed these little connector fittings for different things for PEX. Like specialty kind of things. So found all the things I needed, came back, and then to caulk this thing in I ended up having to run the wiring. So I ran the electric and then I had to run the gas line, so I finished the gas line. So here, turn the inverter on. So there's my final gas line going up. Gas is done. Oh, did I hook this up? Like, I can't remember if I hooked this one up. I can't get in there. Oh, I can get in there to see. Hold on. I can't get in there, but I can go like this. Maybe I can't see. So somewhere. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, gas is done. I'm like, crap. There's a valve right behind that thing. So we're done. We're done with the gas. We've got our two. I ran our two. This is our input and output for our water. Military's doing something. Whenever you hear this crazy, like, it sounds like a freaking jumbo jetliner, and it's flying right on the ground, like right over the mountain range. They're like flying off radar. Military doing something. Okay, so here is our. I didn't really want this to be this low, but I had to run a fresh water straight out, and then it needed to go up, and I needed a drain here. I wanted it on and off. I wanted to be able to drain, but I wanted it on and off from there in case I just wanted to keep water in that system. Or anyhow, that was my final setup. Kind of wishing that this wasn't hanging as low as it is, like it could get caught on something and break. I am kind of thinking about putting like a shield down here, so if brush or sticks or something, it can like push it down. So I may do that. But that's the hot and water. This is the vent going out. I need to cut it off a little bit more. That's for your gray water vent. That's just where it ended up being. Only way I could do it to make it work. And then I added T's here to run the water line in, but I added drains there. That way I can have multiple places to blow the water lines out. So basically, I had to find these connections so I have something that will fit and stay in the wall. Not sure how this is going to work exactly, or if these are going to work. I'm still thinking that these are going to stick out. think they're still gonna stick out no matter what I do. Once I mount that in there, I can cut some of this off, but not all of it. So we got to figure that out. Basically, all I got to do in here is mount that, and then we're done. The bathroom's done, so all my lines, I know it's going to be dark in here, but there's the lines I teed in to do this bathroom thing. Couldn't set the toilet because I didn't have somewhere. When you've got all these different things going on at the same time, somewhere there's a pack of bolts. But I looked for 45 minutes and couldn't find them. I'm like, screw it, dude, I'm buying new bolts. Then we came in here. This was kind of a pain to get the gray hooked up, but we've got our water done and mounted down to here. And I did install, go away, stupid things. And then I did install the water pump. I haven't figured out how to plumb the water pump in, or how to go about connecting all the rest of the connections for this water here. So I've got a whole convergence of a whole bunch of things with the water that need to happen here. And I need to make it work where I have a shore power water input and a freshwater tank input, and also I'm going to set a water canister underneath the counter input. So I'm not really sure what that looks like yet, but that is what we are going to attempt to do today. And I did find, I went to Menards, and guess what? I took a little piece of this. Guess what? They actually had it there. It's called something mist, like white oak mist or something. But they actually had it. I was like, what are the odds that it was like the second to last. I walked down the entire aisle. It was like the second to last thing there. I was like, they're not gonna. So I had to buy 4 sheets to finish this. $160 for 4 sheets. I'm like, holy, I got it for $5 a sheet. I would have had thousands of dollars just in the freaking paneling. So it really sucks I had to buy it, but I mean, what do you do? So now I have sketched out my next thing that I'm working, and then so this is installed. I actually haven't tested it. Should we? I don't have a lighter in here. I should probably test this morning. I need to go get a lighter. I don't have the igniter hooked up yet, but yeah. I guess I could just tag this wire over to the because it's not going to use very much. I could just tag it over to the water pump wire. That way I don't have to run a big long wire. Anyhow, I was working so late last night, I was just like, but I got the caulking in, so the caulking is setting. That was the whole goal. So countertop is set down. The liquid nail should be close to drying. So I've got to do electric outlets. I've got the rest of the paneling and insulation to install, and then I just spent a few hours coming up with all the different measurements, designs, and everything else to do shelving. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this acacia wood like this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that like from here over to here. But for here, Instead of building cabinets, I'm thinking of just ordering cabinets, like metal cabinets. They look kind of nice. They're pretty sturdy. And I don't know. I'm just thinking it's the way to go. They've got nice lift enclosures. And I was thinking about doing the same thing for over here. Only they don't entirely line up. So I didn't know exactly what to do there. So we got to figure that out. And then I'm thinking I'm just going to use some white NRP because I have enough out there to do this little backsplash thing right here. So that is the game plan. So today we're going to finish the water. We're going to modify this. We're going to get the shower thing completely done. We're going to mount the toilet. We're going to figure out what I need to do. We're going to finish and trim this thing. We're going to figure out, like, you know, it'd be kind of nice to have a mirror in here somewhere, huh? We might start thinking about, you know, where we want to put some other things. Yeah, there's quite a bit of other things to do. We've got electric outlets to run on this side. We've got the LEDs to run on the outside. We've got a hood range vent to kind of install. I mean, we got quite a bit of things to do here. So, all right, I'm gonna get to it. Praise God. All right, guys. So, I'm getting kind of wore out, working from sunup to sundown. So I actually just took a break right now in the middle of the day and went up and had something to eat. Made some final decisions. I ordered cabinets, so we're doing one cabinet that goes there. We're gonna space that out, and then we're gonna do a cabinet there. I'm gonna mount that thing underneath that cabinet. Whatever space is left over, we're gonna do shelf, and then I ordered shelving things that don't have a bracket, like an L bracket. I just ordered some straight ones, and I'm gonna have to bend them to make them work on that wall. But I don't know. I found them. They looked good, and they were a returned item, so they were had a big discount. So I'm like, we're just getting them. And then I ordered 2 for there. So we got 5 total cabinets. They're metal. They've got lift doors. I don't know. They look nice. They're the right size. I am gonna have to adjust a little bit. They come down to about right there. So I either shim this wall a little bit, or I'll probably shim the wall because I don't want to have to mess with this and make a big mess on everything down here. I tried out the burner. The burner works. Okay. I haven't hooked up the igniter, the power. I think this is gonna glow blue, so I might leave it like this without electric hooked to it. That way I don't have that stupid blue. I don't like that blue light. I don't mind using a lighter to light up. So I've been working on this down here for a minute now, and we did our hot water. Our hot water is completely done. I added those valves over there in case I wanted to block off actually having water go into that heater or to blow it out, because I don't know how the insides of that thing work to heat. but I figured there's a lot of copper in there and a lot of water that could freeze and bust stuff and would be expensive. So that's why I added those little shutoff valves to blow things in and out. So we'll see how that works. And then the so basically the hot water is done. The cold water I'm trying to, and then the input from the pump is there. I added a shutoff at the input because if you're running from your shore water power, you don't want your water pressure. I've had these pumps. Dude. I've had with these pumps, if you get a back pressure on them, I've had them where they lock. And the only way to unlock them is to like take this off and then put pressure again, and then so you don't want to like make it spin backwards. So if you're on shore power, you're gonna have to shut that off, or shore water, you're gonna have to shut that off so it doesn't backfeed the system. So that's what's going on there. That one's done. We did a big 36-inch thing that can shake around, try to lose some of the vibration out of the system. On this side, however, what I'm kind of wanting to do is, I think that's going to be my input, and I think I'm just going to use that space there. I want to use this space for drawers. So that's why I did everything like, see, like what I normally don't do all the crazy fittings like that, but I wanted it to be, I wanted this space right there. You know what I mean? And it's just barely gonna fit in there, and I'll make some kind of cabinet door right here. But I wanted some kind of space there. Now, the other side of this pipe is, I'm just gonna have it go so it can suck in water. So basically I need an input somewhere up there to input for here, okay? Not sure what that looks like yet. And now I have this input coming from my freshwater tank, and then I have this input coming from my my shore water. So you need, obviously you're going to need an on and off to shut off the shore power water so you don't have water going back out. But then you're going to have two inputs for here. So how to hook all of this up right now, I don't know what to do yet, but I just went on and found 1/2 inch supply lines for sinks, and I found one in 12, 16, or 20 inch. So depending on what I do, I'm going to have some kind of an input. I got to keep this as short as possible. Your inputs are going to work off of your prime, and this thing has 6 feet worth of prime. Okay, so you want to keep this as short as possible. So really what I want is like input, input, input to all come up here, and to have some kind of a manifold system with on and off valves that goes very shortly into here, and I want to keep it all as short as possible. And I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet, but that's what I'm going to work on for the next little bit. Okay, cool. Alright, so wait, half hour later, there's my manifold system. So we've got input coming from shore water power, we've got input coming from a freshwater, we've got input coming from our tank. And I use this because it's a shower hose. And the shower hose, you see how there's like, I mean, it'll go right down and it'll sit right on the bottom. So I'm gonna cut this thing off at some point, and then we'll just let it suck up the water there. And then what I need to do is create some kind of a mount here to hold this thing in place so I can hit these levers. And then we're gonna put like a 12-inch supply line hose onto there that's braided. And then I don't like this one because the connections on here and here don't feel very good. It doesn't feel like it tightens up very well. So I'm going to return this thing, and then I'm gonna get like a 20-inch supply, a 20-inch or 36-inch for here, and then a 12-inch probably for there, and then we'll just mount that to the back, and that'll give me all the inputs, outputs that I need for everything. So basically our water is done. I need to go do the shower, install the shower thing now. And I thought this was a kit for these to, you know, but the 1/2-inch thing on there is just a little off. It just doesn't tighten down. It like comes off the threads because it's plastic, I guess. So I like to do plastic to metal, metal to plastic, not so much metal to metal or plastic to plastic. Just for like different types of fittings and different things, it just seems to work better, like metal to plastic. So yeah, yeah, almost done. Alright guys, so this is done. This is our input for shore water. So whichever, you basically can only have one of these on at a time because they're all inputs. So I staggered them at different degrees so your hands aren't going to be in the road. I added a support so nothing moves. So we're good. We just need a flex line there, and then we're good. So basically all I gotta do is go back here. Wait.
You're the OGs of crypto. I only found out about Bitcoin.
All I gotta do is hook these last two things up, and then we'll be good to go. So let me do this. Alright, so I installed the faucet, and I just put it way over there instead of the middle. That way you can completely turn around without your arms hitting. So I have to move these lines over here, and I'm not moving them there, so I'm just going to twist them through here. So if you've never had to do this before, just make a whole bunch of saw cuts like that, and then go like that. See how that works? And then you can put your saw in there and just go back and forth and clean it up. But now they'll twist through there, okay? And then we'll extend them a little bit, put our connectors on, and then let it be. So we're almost done with the water. We still got a lot to do. This is the net for the back that just showed up, so once this is done, I can put some insulation in there, tuck that black board in there, ooh, install that black board, and then I keep having some problems with the with this door not wanting to shut, and sometimes it will shut just fine, and then other time, and I'm thinking it's swelling or moving. Something's moving. So what I'm thinking about doing is just putting a board in between here and here, like a little wider than whatever it is, like add 1/8 of an inch or something to it, and pop that board in there and just screw it down. Even if I have to screw it across into this, like whatever I got to do to make this thing open and close the right way, because it's just moving around. I've already adjusted all of these things, and done everything else, so it's not that, it's something is moving, it's going with the temperature or something. So I just put something big in there to make it stay the size that I want it. Alright, so we've got the water done. I actually went and filled up my water tank, and then I started filling up the fresh water, and couldn't hear any water coming in. Went down there and looked, and there's a drain plug in the bottom of the water tank, the fresh water tank, and I don't have a plug for it. And I'm like, oh nice, bought a used tank with no plug. I hope they sell a plug. Got the shower done and installed. That thing comes off. That's about as high as I could get it. Hopefully it's not gonna hit this. I mean, I put it up as high as I could get it without, so hopefully it's all right.
But it feels roomy, it feels big. Toilet's installed. I do not ever put toilet paper in there. And I do not buy special toilet paper. I just throw toilet paper in there and then throw it away when I'm done. Okay? Basically, the water's done besides 2 hoses and a plug. The gas is done. So now I've got to do outlets. I got to do electric over here. Figure that out. And then I need to do the, I need to install this screen on the back. And I need to install a rail there, and then this thing, and then the electric for there. And then I will be done for today. Alright, praise God. Alright guys, so made some progress here. We got the hammers and the sledgehammers and some things to beat on. And we beat the hell out of this whole thing. And we moved that over about a good crack. And guess what? My door shuts now. So, and now we have a screen. Then I Velcroed this thing up, and then I went back and I put screws in to hold it for sure. But basically now we can come through. Now we got full air. Pretty cool, huh? Keep the bugs and flies out. In the back. Then you can just put your 2 chairs back there. Just kind of hang out. Actually, there's places that say that you can't have a fire unless you so I could actually take my little kind of fire pit, put my little fire pit on there, then I could have a fire wherever I wanted to. Huh. So yeah, now I ran my power wire over for my fan, so that's done. And then I just started putting outlet boxes everywhere. And then I ran the power over for this. So that was the only place I could get it where it was out of the way to run that. Getting kind of tight. Everything is getting kind of tight. Everything is filling in. So that's enough for me today. I'm just dragging, so I'll go upload a video for you guys, and I'm not just gonna chill out. All right, praise God.